Thank you everyone for coming to this meeting. It is an intro meeting about effective altruism in general and what specifically our chapter here at the University of Illinois will be doing this semester. So without further ado, we should introduce ourselves. My name is Fozia. I'm the current president for this year.
Hello, my name is Sahithia. I'm the current secretary.
And hello, I'm Rory, and I'm our membership director. And don't worry about the other members of our board. You'll meet them next meeting or soon.
Yes. So just to give everyone a bit of background about effective altruism as a movement, it's basically a way of effectively doing good. It's a philosophy about like using the scientific method and actual objective analysis and research to really see what ways we can do good more effectively than we are currently doing it. So this is a international movement. There are chapters, all around the world. We are just one of many other university chapters. And in terms of like actual cause areas, many effective altruists, they choose to work on three main ones: poverty reduction, existential risk. So basically things that like threaten the long-term humanity in the long term. So this would be things like preventing the next pandemic, which effective altruism was actually working on before COVID hit. So these cause areas are pretty important, right? And also like AI safety, right? And the third cause area is animal welfare. And like in general, effective altruists really care about improving decision making, for example, forecasting or telling, predicting how likely certain things are going to happen in the future that can threaten humanity's existence, right? And so these are generally cause areas that many effective altruists work on. Of course, like many EAs also decide to work on other cause areas that are they feel are very important for bettering the world. So don't feel like this is a restrictive list, right? So yeah, in terms of what we as a club will be doing, I'll hand it off to Rory to talk about our fellowship.
Yeah, so how do we come up with these cause areas and how could we achieve them, right? In our inter-fellowship that we're going to be holding in like the next week or so, we're going to cover some of the core concepts surrounding EA, just to get you guys like familiar with what EA is and how we like plan about going around things, right? And so we're going to be holding these discussions regularly with the people attending our intro fellowship, answering those questions like how can we do the most good, and discussing like popular pieces of content produced by famous EAs. Like we have this book, Doing Good Better, that we'll give out. If we gave it out yesterday at our in-person meeting, but like in our next meetings, in our first like inter-fellowship meeting, we would definitely give you guys those books. And just like with the meeting, we're just going over like core philosophies and like understanding EA methodologies, risk comparisons, ethical values, and just generally getting you guys familiar with EA and EA concepts and the potential career implications, like how it could benefit and impact your career to like follow EA's philosophies. And generally speaking, we do want you to attend the majority of the meetings, just so we know that when you are a fellow that you're very familiar with what EA has to offer. But yeah, we have the fellowship application right there on the slide, and we'll share these slides with you on the Discord after the meeting, so you can always just scan it then or like click it then because we have the link attached to it. But it's like a super quick application. Basically, you just have to fill out your name and your net ID.
Right, so you can go to the next slide if you want. Right, so the fellowship itself takes over the span of 8 weeks. You'll be having weekly 1-hour discussions with 4 to 6 people and 1 facilitator. And generally, we expect you to put in about 2 hours per week minimum into it. So 1 hour prep before each discussion. You'll spend like reading a set of a set of readings, podcasts, or videos. or just given an exercise from time to time. And then after that, you'll have 1 hour discussions with your core and facilitator. You'll also have access to a Slack group with about 1,400 alumni and more online who can help you, and they care about maximizing their impact. So next slide.
Yes, and I'll also just mention real quick. So from the readings that Sahithya just mentioned, it's this book over here, Doing Good Better, that the readings will be based on. So feel free to like message any one of us if you are interested in personally receiving a copy before the first meeting or before you apply for the fellowship. We'll be happy to give you a copy. Yeah.
And to cover a general timeline until the fellowship starts. So obviously, first meeting is from yesterday and today, and our fellowship application are officially due on the 12th. After the 12th, the week following, we'll have interviews. They're very casual. You don't have to worry too much. We're just trying to get gauge your interest and your commitment to this. And then the final decisions will be made on the 20th. And the following week, we'll have our first fellowship meeting.
So, you know, you're interested in doing the fellowship, but you don't know exactly what you'll get out of it, right? So some opportunities for you after finishing the fellowship, or reasons why you might want to consider doing it, is, I mean, after you get that better understanding of effective altruism and you decide that this is something that you are really interested in applying more in your life, we have different opportunities you can be a part of. So internally within our club, we support students who are interested in like doing self-directed projects. So for example, you finish the fellowship and you're like really interested in you know, like animal welfare, right? And you have this really good idea that you are interested in actually like making happen. And so we provide you with, we can connect you to different mentors within the effective altruism community. A lot of people are very happy to help. And the effective altruism community is just very supportive in general. And, you know, just connect you with different other forms of support, for example, grant support, and just like helping you walk through that process. And of course, we want, you know, future club leaders, right? And so we do require the fellowship in order to join our committees for this club, if you are interested in joining club leadership in the future and just having like a larger role in bigger things like event planning, but also just in general, externally within the effective altruism community as a whole. I mean, if you are really interested in any of these topic areas, there are many topic specific opportunities. So for example, if you are interested in AI safety, right? There is a like summer research program that Stanford runs called the Existential Risks Initiative, or a safety fundamentals program that Cambridge runs throughout the school year. These are all opportunities that you can be a part of if you are really interested in actually taking the ideas you learn and turn them into concrete actions, right? And of course, we do provide support for internship and career planning if you are interested in actually effecting these changes in your career. So 80,000 hours listed there on the slide is a career organization for effective altruists, right? Guiding you through the different ways that you can contribute with your 80,000 hours. That's actually why it's called 80,000 hours, because people usually spend 80,000 hours of their entire life in their job, right? And so imagine what you can do if you spend that 80,000 hours doing something that's impactful. Imagine how much good you could do with that. So, you know, it's a pretty important decision, right? So we do provide like support in partnership with them, and there are also internships that we can help connect you to, or just review your application for, just like support you in that process at different effective altruist organizations or companies. For example, OpenPhil or Redwood Research, or there are plenty of those depending on what you're specifically interested in doing. So yeah, that's just some of the things that you can be a part of.
So what if you aren't in the fellowship? What if you aren't a fellow? Well, we'll still have plenty of meetings, like once a week, I think, where we do things for just our general members, such as we're planning on having speakers come in and talk about core effective altruist ideas. But even other than that, we're planning on having like bi-weekly social events, just so, especially for our fellows, since we're having these kind of conversations with each other, right? We want everyone to feel like comfortable with each other. So we're like, all these fun things like movie nights, ice cream social, board games, possibly karaoke. There's kind of a question mark next to that. Just like anything and anything, if you guys want to like suggest anything, we have a forum right there that you can suggest anything that you want to do, like favorite ice cream flavor, like favorite movie that you would want to watch. But yeah, just like generally, like we want to be more than just like kind of almost something that you feel like it's like a class that you have to go to. We want to build a community of people who are comfortable with each other and genuinely want to help the world in the most effective way possible.
Oh, I just wanted to make an additional note. General members are also allowed to still come to fellowship meetings if you would like. If you feel like you can't commit to the fellowship itself but are interested in attending the meetings, feel free to join. We're more than happy to have you.
Absolutely, yeah. So is there any questions that anyone has right now?
Can we go back to the slide where it shows the commitment for a fellow?
Yeah,
Just wanna
sure.
look at it again. All right, thank you.
And of course, if you also feel like you don't have any questions right now, you absolutely can feel free to message any one of us on Discord. That's our main communication platform. And we will have a QR code for that at the very end if you aren't already on there and you want to join. So, and the slides will also be in the Discord as well. So don't worry about that. Okay, so now that we've covered the main ideas that effective altruism will be about, we do have an icebreaker. I'll hand it to Rory to talk about that if you're interested in staying on for the icebreaker.
Oh, I hadn't. I guess we could. Yesterday we played a Kahoot game, which was kind of fun. It was so we could do that again. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of any icebreakers to do, to be honest. Yeah, we could play a Kahoot game.
Right.
We could do
So you
Scribbly
can
out.
see the last page on for anyone who wants to stay in touch with Discord and right. So if you want to join us on Discord, our main communication platform, where we can answer any questions you might have, or you just want to stay in touch, go ahead. We also have an Instagram, which we'll be starting to post regularly for any events that we host. Apart from that, I don't think we really have anything to cover. So you are all free to leave, but if you want to stay for the icebreakers, you are also free to do so. Oh, one more question. Is there a limited number of spots for the fellowship? Azia?
No, there are not a limited number of spots. We just want to see who's interested in effective altruism, and we see the application process as a way to like get to know you as a person and how you want to incorporate or just explore effective altruism ideas. It's not meant to be like a restrictive kind of competitive thing or anything. So. Yes, and so now we'll go in and play a Kahoot game if you're interested in staying for that. So yeah, we'll send a link soon.